I came to this conclusion back in 2012. It is now 2025. I still have the same conclusion. However, my perspective has changed very drastically. There are three Abrahamic religions, all of them with prophecies of end times that bring forth a Messiah, a Savior, or a destroyer. I don't really want to talk about Christian prophecy or Islamic prophecy. I do want to talk about Judaism and their prophecies regarding this. They do have an end times. However, the word also means latter days, which I think makes more sense because end times means the end, whereas latter days means events that happen after an event. They also have a Messiah figure. It's called the Masiach. Now, the word Messiah came from this older word, Masiach, but Masiach does not mean Messiah in the same way that Christians regard Jesus Christ to be the Messiah. In fact, the Masiach is not a savior figure. He is considered to be human, not a god, not a demigod, not any kind of supernatural being. He is a human. Here's some other descriptions for the Masiach. He will be a great political figure. Older prophecies say he'll be a great king. He'll be a descendant of King David. He will be a great military leader. He will bring back exiles to Israel. And last but not least, he will reclaim the Temple Mount for Israel. Here's where it gets interesting. Back in 2006, the oldest living rabbi in Israel, Rabbi Kaduri, announced that the Masiach walked among them. A year after his death, a note was opened, as instructed, and it had a phrase from the Torah, but it also had a name. Some say it was Yeshua, some argue it was Yehoshua. Either way, those are names for Jesus. Immediately, people started looking for people with that name, Yehoshua, Yehashua, Jesus, in Israel, or somewhere, anywhere. Was he found? No. Was it going to be Jesus? No, absolutely not. But Rabbi Kaduri did vote this guy in his first run for Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu. You see, Benjamin Netanyahu means son of the right hand, gift from God. That's another name for Jesus. Benjamin Netanyahu. That's the guy I believe Rabbi Kaduri had mentioned as the Masiach that had walked among them. And here he is today, attempting to fulfill that function. It wasn't granted to him by God. All these things I'm about to talk to you about are man-made. Let me explain. So let's compare that list to Benjamin Netanyahu, son of the right hand, gift from God. Is he a great political figure? Yes. Benjamin Netanyahu has been Prime Minister of Israel off and on for 17 years now and counting. He will probably be Prime Minister of Israel after our current president, President Trump. He is a descendant of King David. I have no idea if he is or not. However, he does follow in the footsteps of David Gurion, Israel's first prime minister. So it sort of follows the prophecy. Sort of. Also, the people of Israel call him King Bibi. That also sort of fulfills the prophecy. He will be a great military leader. Absolutely. That's all the man does is war with his neighbors. In fact, and this is one thing that a lot of people tend to forget, it's in the Bible, the Jews worship a man of war. The Lord is a man of war, Exodus 15:3. And it shows. Netanyahu is a warmonger. Make no mistake about that. Now, bringing back the exiles to Israel, that's been happening since he's been in power. He's been bringing back Jews from all around the world and growing Israel to fit all these Jews in. And that involved slowly taking over Gaza, which has infuriated the entire world. The last one is very difficult, the Temple Mount, because that would have also involved either taking the West Bank first and then the Temple, or doing them both at the same time. Either way, both of those would cause a huge war. And in case you already haven't noticed, all the big players are watching. They're all involved. They've all made announcements. They've all made their speeches. A lot of people are very, very angry with Israel. It's a strange thing. I don't want to really get into that. Here's the other part that makes me think this is long-term planning. Benjamin Netanyahu is a Zionist. His father was a Zionist. In fact, his last name was never Netanyahu, it was Masiach. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. So why would he change his name to mean son of the right hand, gift from God? Zionism is an extreme religion, very much like Islamic extremism or Christian extremism. Zionism uses prophecies and they create people or events to fulfill those prophecies on their own. God is not involved. Humans are doing this on their own. It's crazy, right? The other thing about Israel is they keep saying that Middle Eastern countries have weapons of mass destruction. But they never do. They also keep telling the United States that Middle Eastern countries are going to send weapons of mass destruction to blow up the United States, as if that could easily happen. It's never going to happen. But Israel does have a nuclear facility which nobody is allowed to inspect. Nobody. What are they hiding down there? I would seriously just bust out laughing if it turned out to be a flying saucer that just wiped out the entire Middle East. Because with every great new war comes new technology. Why would it be a nuclear bomb or something? I don't know. Who knows? I mean, that's besides the point. That's conspiracy stuff. This, however, is not. I am not a prophet. I just simply see a man trying to fulfill a function. They also have a saying with the Masiach. It has been said that in every generation, a person is born with a potential to be the Masiach. If the time is right for the messianic age within that person's lifetime, then that person will be the Masiach. But if that person dies before he completes the mission of the Masiach, then that person is not the Masiach. In other words, there's a chance that the Masiach might die or fail. If he does, then Masiach didn't count. That's called covering your bases in case of failure when a plan is enacted. So what do you think? Is Benjamin Netanyahu the Jewish Masiach, or attempting to fulfill that role? It would seem he's moving in that direction. He's certainly not Jesus returned. Could he be a destroyer? Perhaps. Or maybe he's just a warmongering elected official, nothing more. Only time will tell once the winner writes the history. God, it's such a dark note to end on. Well, thanks for watching.